their own bathroom also. So I opened one door and my godbrother Shrestha was in the bathroom taking bath. So I thought, let me just go next door. I'll use the next door down. I'll use the bathroom next door. So I opened the door and it wasn't the bathroom. It was Srila Prabhupada's room. And Srila Prabhupada was standing there chanting japa. And he said, yes? And I said, Hare Krishna. And I closed the door. Probably the stupidest thing I ever did in my entire life. Prabhupada saying yes. I could have asked him anything, asked his blessing, asked for service. But I was very shocked to see Srila Prabhupada standing there, so I closed the door. Fortunately, his shoes were outside the door, so I offered my obeisances, my foolish head on the shoes of Srila Prabhupada. So this was my personal association. He said one word to me, and I said two words to him. He said, yes. I said, Hare Krishna. So someone may ask, how is it that we go on in devotional life? It's not by Vapu. It's by Vani. Srila Prabhupada's Gauravani. From Srila Prabhupada's Gauravani, we're all sitting here today. Each one of us is sitting here today and sitting in temples all over the world, glorifying Srila Prabhupada because of his Vani. This building is here because of his Vani. Mayapur is here because of his Vani. Restaurants, gurukulas, farm communities, temples all over the world are all the product of Srila Prabhupada's Vani. Please do not forget this. And this is my request especially for the devotees who are the disciples of my godbrothers. Because you're the many, we're the few, and every year there's less and less of us. In due course of time, sooner than you think, ISKCON is resting on your shoulders. It's your responsibility. Are you ready for that? Are you? Yes. The foundation of ISKCON is Prabhupada's Vani. Please never forget this. Because in the course of time, you're standing here talking about your experiences with your Guru Maharaj, or your experiences in ISKCON. You're the senior devotees in a very, very short amount of time. And people depend upon you for their Krishna consciousness. They'll depend on how you absorbed Srila Prabhupada's Vani, how you understood Srila Prabhupada's Vani. So my request to all of you, who are the many from the few Srila Prabhupada disciples that are still left, active in spiritual life, or even alive, my request to all of you is to every day hear Srila Prabhupada's Vani. Listen to his lecture, read his books, and make progress in spiritual life. Because Srila Prabhupada's Vani is what maintains this entire institution. There's a class of person who thinks, oh, this is all ABC stuff. We've heard this all before. It's just Bhagavad Gita. Let me tell one instructive story in this regard. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur organized a program on the banks of Radhakund. And all the Radhakund Babajis thought, let us come hear the nectar. Sadhu has come. Now let us come and hear a nice Rasakatha, Ashtakaliya Leela. So they organized a big program. Many Radhakund Babajis came to hear. But what did Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur teach? What did he preach on the banks of Radhakund? Ishavasyamidam sarvam jatkincha jagatam jagatena taktena bunjita magridaha kasya siddhanam. He taught ABC for the benefit of the masses of people. And Srila Prabhupada did the same thing. Have you ever heard one lecture where Srila Prabhupada didn't quote Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Upanishad? He introduced the basics of spiritual life for the benefit of the masses of people. For the classes of people, the masses of people cannot understand the class. Do we distribute Gita Govinda, Govinda Lilamrita, Ujjala Nimalani? These things are for the classes of people. But for the masses of people, for the benefit of the masses, we preach Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is the power of this institution that is the vehicle for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that is spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world based on the example of our acharyas. The example of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and the sterling example of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who introduced Krishna from Bhagavad Gita. Another story, Srila Prabhupada was approached one time by a very professional Oriya dance troupe, acting troupe. And they wanted his blessing to perform Ras Leela. Srila Prabhupada said, I cannot give my blessing for the performance of Ras Leela. He said, well, will you bless us if we bless us to do Damodar Leela? Prabhupada said, no. This is not for the public either. Then what will you bless us to do? Please give your blessing to do something. He said, I bless you to present Bhagavad Gita to the masses of people. This is the strength of our society. How many millions of Bhagavad Gitas have been distributed? But who is explaining Bhagavad Gita? Because we don't get everything just from a book. Person is required. This is the foolishness of one sect of devotees who think, I just have a book. But can you ask the book a question and have it answer? Can you ask a CD a question and have it answer? We get answers from a person, eye to eye and face to face. So we've distributed millions of Bhagavad Gitas, millions of Bhagavatams. Who is there to explain Bhagavad Gita? This is the duty of this society, the vehicle of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. To explain Bhagavad Gita, to teach Bhagavad Gita, Priti Vitayacha Jatanagaradi Gram, Sarvatapachor Hoibi More Nam. To teach what is the essence of life, Bhagavad Gita, holy name, come to the mandir, do pranam, manmana bhava mad bhakto, madjaji mam namaskuru. This is our message to society, not Gita Govinda, not Krishna, Govinda Lilamrita. Our message is Bhagavad Gita, following in the sacred footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. And if we do that, if all of you, the next generation of devotees, stick to this formula, the faultless formula introduced by Srila Prabhupada, then ISKCON will manifest the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in every town and village, the holy name of the Lord will be spoken. So with folded hands, I request all of you, you are the next generation. ISKCON is yours one day. So please do this. Stick to Prabhupada's Vani, because that is what maintains each and every one of us. Vansha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhuveva patitanam pavanebhyo. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sankarshan Prabhu, husband.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My beloved Godbrother Nareshwar Prabhu requested me to speak in Bengali because my former Godbrothers, they all spoke in English. So give me a chance to speak in Bengali. তো Srila Prabhupada আজকের আমরা এখানে সমবেত হয়েছি একটা মহৎ উদ্দেশ্য। মহৎ উদ্দেশ্যটা কি? যে তার কথা বা তার ইনস্ট্রাকশন যেন আমরা পালন করতে পারি পারমার্থিক জীবনে। কারণ আমার বেশ মনে আছে 1970 সালে যখন প্রভুপাদের সঙ্গে আমার প্রথম সাক্ষাৎ হয়, সেটা অ্যালবার্ট রোড নয়, সেটা ছিল 57 হিন্দুস্তান পার্ক রোড, মিস্টার দাশগুপ্তর বাড়ি। সেখানে প্রভুপাদ 6 জন বিদেশি শিশুকে নিয়ে প্রথম এসেছিলেন। তাদের মধ্যে যে এখনো যিনি বর্তমান এই মায়াপুরের কর্ণধার এবং মায়াপুরে বিশেষভাবে তার সেবা উল্লেখযোগ্য, তিনি হচ্ছেন শ্রীমৎ জয়পতাকা মহারাজ। তাকে আমি প্রথম দেখি মহারাজের সঙ্গে, তখন তিনি ব্রহ্মচারী ছিলেন। তো সেই ঘরের মধ্যে অনেক ওই হিন্দুস্তান পার্ক থেকে অনেক বাঙালি লোক এসেছিল। তখন 70 সালটা খুব আমাদের কাছে অত্যন্ত রাজনৈতিক আন্দোলনে মানে বিতর্ষিত ছিল। তখন প্রভুপাদকে সেই সমস্ত লোকাল লোক জিজ্ঞাসা করলেন যে প্রভুপাদ, আপনি তো ওদের গুরু, তো গুরু শব্দের অর্থ কি? তখন প্রভুপাদ, শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ, তিনি শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতম থেকে বলেছিলেন, তিতিক্ষব কারুণিকা শহীদ সর্বদেহী নাম অজাত সত্যব্য শান্তা সাধু সাধু ভূষণাম। সাধুর ভূষণ হচ্ছে তার নিষ্কলঙ্ক চরিত্র, স্পটলেস ক্যারেক্টার। The symptom of a sadhu that he is tolerant, merciful, friendly to all living entities, and all his characteristics are sublime. তো প্রভুপাদ তাদের বাংলায় বুঝে বললেন, তো আমাদের দেশে তো সাধুর অভাব নেই, যে কেউ গুরু হওয়ার ইচ্ছে করে, কিন্তু যথার্থ সাধু ছিলেন প্রভুপাদ, যার জন্যে তিনি তাদের যে প্রজন্মকে রেখে গেছেন, অর্থাৎ যারা তার শিষ্যরা রয়েছেন, তারা প্রত্যেকেই বোনাফাইড স্পিরিচুয়াল মাস্টার। আজকের আমাদের সারা পৃথিবী জুড়ে একটা খুব জিনিসের অভাব হচ্ছে, যথার্থ গুরু। কে যথার্থ গুরু হতে পারে? তা প্রভুপাদের শিষ্যরা, তাদের অনেক অবদান রয়েছে। ভক্তিচারু মহারাজ, জয়পতাকা মহারাজ, গোপাল কৃষ্ণ মহারাজ, রাধানাথ স্বামী মহারাজ, সুভোগ স্বামী মহারাজ, তারা একদম প্রভুপাদের ইনস্ট্রাকশন পেয়ে এখনো তারা সেই সমস্ত, সকলেই 70 বছরের ঊর্ধ্বে। প্রভুপাদজি তাদের আশীর্বাদ করে গেছেন যে তোমরা আমাদের সংস্থাকে ঠিকমতো চালিয়ে নিয়ে যাবে। আর নেক্সট প্রজন্ম যারা তাদের শিষ্য, তাদেরও অনেক অবদান রয়েছে, বা তারাও এই মানে শ্রীধাম মায়াপুরকে সুন্দরভাবে গড়ে তোলার জন্য অনেক চেষ্টা করছে। তাদের কাছে আমাদের একটা অনুরোধ, যেন আমরা সকলে মিলেমিশে কাজ করতে পারি, তাহলে প্রভুপাদ অত্যন্ত খুশি হবেন। প্রভুপাদ বলতেন যে আমাকে যদি সন্তুষ্ট করতে পারো, তাহলে ইউ মাস্ট কোঅপারেট ইচ আদার, দেন ইউ ক্যান স্যাটিসফাই মি। তো আমাদের এই কথাটা ভুলে গেলে হবে না, যে আমরা যদি মায়াপুরকে পৃথিবীর কাছে শ্রেষ্ঠ জায়গা বলে পরিগণিত করতে চাই, তাহলে সেটা হচ্ছে প্রভুপাদের নির্দেশ। তার শিষ্যরা যেভাবে আমাদের ইনস্ট্রাকশন দিচ্ছে, সেটা আমরা যেন সুন্দরভাবে চালিয়ে যেতে পারি। প্রভুপাদ এটাও বলেছিলেন যে ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী ঠাকুর যখন 1922 সালে তার সঙ্গে দেখা হয়, তখন তিনি বলেছিলেন, ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী ঠাকুর শ্রীল ভক্তিবেদান্ত স্বামীকে বলেছিলেন, one can become perfectly successful in the mission of his life if he acts exactly according to the words he hears from the mouth of his spiritual master. তো শ্রীল ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী তিনি যা উপদেশ শুনেছিলেন, তার গৃহস্থ জীবন থেকে শুরু করে সন্ন্যাস জীবন থেকে শুরু করে তার এই প্রচার জীবন, তিনি সমস্ত সারা জীবন তিনি পালন করে গেছেন। এবং সবচেয়ে বড় শ্রেষ্ঠ উদাহরণ হচ্ছে, যখন 1977 সাল তিনি খুব অসুস্থ, বম্বে ছিলেন, তখন আমি জুহু থেকে একটা চিঠি পাই 1977 সালে 4 মে, যে তিনি খুব অসুস্থ এবং তিনি বৃন্দাবন চলে আসছেন। তো যখন তাকে বৃন্দাবনে আনা হলো, শ্রীধাম বৃন্দাবনে, সমস্ত বিদেশি ভক্তরা যার তার শ্রীচরণে একদম ফুললি সারেন্ডার করেছিল, তারা সমস্ত সমবেত হয়েছিল। তখন প্রভুপাদকে বলছেন যে প্রভুপাদ চিকিৎসা করার জন্য চলুন বিদেশে যাই, আমেরিকা নিয়ে যাচ্ছি, লন্ডনে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি। তিনি বলছেন, না, আমি আমেরিকাও যাব না, লন্ডনেও যাব না। তোমরা যদি আমায় ঠিক মতো চিকিৎসা দিতে চাও, তাহলে আমার এই গৃহর সামনে সব সময় 24 ঘন্টা হরিনাম করবে। এটাই হচ্ছে আমার সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ মহৌষধ। তো আপনি আচুরিয়া ধর্ম শিখানু সবারে, আপনি না কইলে ধর্ম শিখানু না যায় রে। তো প্রভুপাদ প্রতিটি জিনিস তিনি তার শিষ্যদের শিক্ষা দিয়ে গেছেন, তার শিষ্যরা তার শিষ্যদের শিক্ষা দিচ্ছেন। তো আমি মনে করি যে আজকের যে এই যে 1922 সালে যে আমাদের মন্দির উদ্বোধন হবে, এর পেছনে অনেক আমার গুরু ভাইদের অবদান রয়েছে, এবং আমরা সকলে মিলে যদি এই 1922 সালটাকে স্মরণীয় করে থাকতে পারি তাহলে প্রভুপাদ অত্যন্ত খুশি হবেন। কেন আজকে ভক্তিবিনোদ ঠাকুর বলেছিলেন, অদ্ভুত মন্দির এক হইবে প্রকাশ, গৌরাঙ্গের নিত্য সেবা হইবে বিকাশ। সেই ওয়ান্ডারফুল টেম্পল ইজ কামিং and we should help with our all the desire, with fulfill the Srila Prabhupada disciples and Prabhupada's grand disciple. They are trying to fulfill the desire of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. আজকে এই বলি আমি শেষ করছি, কারণ অনেক বক্তা রয়েছে। তো আমি আজকের সকলকে আপনাদের আশীর্বাদ নিয়ে আমি চাইবো যে আমি আমার স্ত্রী, my wife just he left on রথযাত্রা ডে। লাস্ট ইয়ার তিনি এখানে এসেছিলেন, প্রভুপাদ সম্বন্ধে কিছু বলেছিলেন, এবং রথযাত্রার দিনে উনি আশ্চর্য, আমরা চিন্তাই করতে পারি না। উনি রথযাত্রার দিনে সমস্ত ভক্তদের উনি জামা কাপড় দিলেন, জগন্নাথের নতুন ড্রেস করালেন, এবং আমরা বুঝতে পারি না যে উনি এত তাড়াতাড়ি চলে যাবেন। জগন্নাথ দেব রথে উঠলেন, আমাদের রথ সুরভি কুঞ্জ মঠে 7 দিন থাকে, সেখানে আমরা রথযাত্রা অনুষ্ঠান করি। ঠিক 2টোর সময় উনি একটু অসুস্থ হলেন, অসুস্থ মানে একটু জাস্ট বললেন আমার জল পিপাসা পেয়েছে, আমাকে একটু গঙ্গা জল দাও। উনি গঙ্গা জল খেলেন, তারপরে চলে গেলেন। উনি অনেক প্রভুপাদের সেবা করেছিলেন, এবং আমি চাইব সকলের আশীর্বাদ নিয়ে আমি যেন প্রভুপাদের সেবা আমাদের শেষ জীবন পর্যন্ত করতে পারি, তাহলেই আমার জীবন ধন্য হবে। হরে কৃষ্ণ,
হরি বল, হরি বল,
কি জয়।
Thank you, Sankarshan Prabhu. Excuse me. I'm over here. Yasomati Mataji is here. She's going to speak from her seat.
Hare Krishna. Thank you to oblige. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamini. Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Srila Prabhupada left us with his mission to carry on. So it just seems fair that we should ponder upon what is his mission. Are we doing it? What is the most important to Srila Prabhupada? It was at a time he visited Atlanta. That visit is important for all of us because Srila Prabhupada was so pleased when he visited Atlanta. This is where he requested the devotees for the cooperation, because he could feel there was so much cooperation in that temple. That was his first lecture. And then later on there was a question answer session. Devotees were asking Srila Prabhupada different questions. Sometimes when we ask the Guru a question, there's a certain answer we have in mind. Sometimes when we ask our mother or our father a question, there's an answer we want to hear also. Can I have a candy? Yes. If mother says no, you ask again. So like this, so many questions were asked of Srila Prabhupada. One question was, how can we please you best? Srila Prabhupada. So of course everyone's mind must have been reeling, Oh, I'm a pujari, I want Prabhupada to say serving the deities is best. Or I'm a cook, he must say that feeding prasad is the most important. Or I'm a book distributor, he should say this is the most important. So Srila Prabhupada's answer was very clear. What pleases me the most is if you love Krishna. What pleases me the most is if you love Krishna. So this is his mission. This is his mission. He wants the whole world to love Krishna. There's a very nice verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita which describes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Sedvare achandali kirtana sanchari nama prema mala ganti paraila samsari. In English, this is referring to Lord Chaitanya's mission, which is non-different. We are his followers. Thus, he spread kirtan even amongst the untouchables. He wove a wreath of the holy name and prema with which he garlanded the entire material world. This was Srila Prabhupada's life. This was Srila Prabhupada's mission as a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is what he left for us to accomplish. We're not about being ecologists. We're not about being vegetarians or vegans or Ayurvedic experts or Varnashram expert or Dharma expert or this expert or that expert. The only expertise we must develop is that one of loving Krishna and an unalloyed fashion. So let's chant Hare Krishna and follow Srila Prabhupada's mission. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. I'd like to call His Holiness Bhakti Prabhangyagiri Maharaj. He'll give a short talk.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Vidyapurna ki. Gurave Gaura Chandaya Radhika Istadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namashashta Manumapi Sachi Puttamatta Sharupam Rupam Tashyagajam Purim Mathurim Goshtavati Radha Kundam Girivaramaham Radhika Madhavaswam Paptayasya Patito Sri Guru Tam Natayasmin Sankirtana Krishna Kathapadesha Gauriya Pattasya Prakashanecha Sadaya Anurata Guru Bhakti Yukta Bhakti Pramadaksha Jagad Varennam Namang Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pestaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshastarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Sri Gaur Bhakta Binda Sakala Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sarvagye Gurupad Padma চরণ কমল বন্দনা করে তৎপশ্চাৎ আজকে যে ছিল প্রভুপাদের শুভ তিরোভাব তিথি সেই তিথি বারাকে কেন্দ্র করে আমরা সকলে সমুপস্থিত হয়েছি সমস্ত বৈষ্ণববৃন্দ এবং মাতৃমণ্ডলী সকলকে আমি আমার যথাযথ হার্দিক অভিনন্দন ও দণ্ডবত প্রণতি জ্ঞাপন করছি তো আজকে যে তিথি, অর্থাৎ এই তিথিকে পরিপূর্ণরূপে রূপদান করেছেন শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ। কারণ এখন আমরা দামোদর ব্রতে অর্থাৎ উর্জাব্রতের মধ্যে আছি। শিক্ষাষ্টকের কথা অনুযায়ী শ্রীল মহারাজ সেই ভগবানের অর্থাৎ ঊর্জেশ্বরী শ্রীমতী রাধারানী লীলায় তিনি প্রবেশ করেছেন। এবং শুধু তাই নয়, শ্রীল ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী প্রভুপাদকে এবং মহাপ্রভুর যে নির্দিষ্ট পথ, সেই পথকে এবং মহাপ্রভুর আদিষ্ট যে পৃথিবীতে আছে যত নগরাদি গ্রাম সর্বত্র প্রচার হইবে মোর নাম। তাই আজকে শ্রীমন মহাপ্রভু যখন সনাতন গোস্বামীকে শ্রীধাম বৃন্দাবনে লুপ্ত তীর্থ উদ্ধারের জন্য প্রেরণ করেছিলেন, তাই আজকে সনাতন সন্দেশ অর্থাৎ সনাতন বার্তা নিয়ে ছিল ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী প্রভুপাদ নির্দেশক্রমে ছিল প্রভুপাদ বিদেশ যাত্রা করে আজ বিদেশীকে অর্থাৎ সমস্ত বিশ্ববাসীকে ভারতবাসী হয়ে সমস্ত বিশ্ববাসীকে সেই সনাতন সন্দেশ প্রদান করে আজকে আপামর সমস্ত বিশ্ববাসীকে সেই শ্রীমন মহাপ্রভুর যে মহামন্ত্র অর্থাৎ মহাপ্রভুর মিশনের যে আদর্শ, যে হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। কলিযুগে ধর্ম আছে এই শ্রীমন মহাপ্রভুর প্রদর্শিত এবং মহাপ্রভুর স্বয়ং তিনি আচরণ করে জগৎজীবকে শিক্ষা দিয়েছিলেন। তাই আজকে শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ নিজে আচরণ করে এবং তার আচরিত ধর্ম পুঙ্খানুরূপ পুঙ্খভাবে গুরুপাদ পদ্মের আদেশ পালন করে আজকে বিশ্ববাসীকে এই ভারতবাসী হয়ে তাদের ক্লেশ মুক্ত করে এবং তাদেরকে তাদের সমস্ত কিছু পরিবর্তন করিয়ে শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ বর্ণাশ্রম ধর্মের মাধ্যমে এবং গুরুকুল প্রবর্তনের মাধ্যমে বৈদিক শিক্ষার মাধ্যমে যে মহাপ্রভুর আদর্শকে জগৎবাসীর কাছে তুলে ধরেছেন, সেটাই সব থেকে বড় অবদান। আজকে প্রভুপাদ যদি না আসতেন, এবং শুধু তাই নয়, এই যে মায়াপুর যে ইস্কন অর্থাৎ আন্তর্জাতিক কৃষ্ণ ভাবনামিত সংঘ এখানে 2022 সালে যে মহাপ্রভুর যে বৃহৎ সেবা, সেই সেবার যে পরিপূর্ণরূপে যাতে সুষ্ঠুভাবে সম্পাদিত হয় এবং আমরা যাতে সকলে প্রভুপাদের কৃপাসিক্ত হয়ে প্রভুপাদের অনুকম্পার দ্বারা এবং তাহার প্রদর্শিত শ্রীমন মহাপ্রভুর আদর্শের দ্বারা সিক্ত হয়ে আমরা যাতে সকলে সুষ্ঠুভাবে পরিণাম করতে পারি এবং অন্তিমকাল পর্যন্ত আমাদের একমাত্র উদ্দেশ্য ব্যাক টু গডেড অ্যান্ড ব্যাক টু হোম, সেই আমাদের প্রকৃত আলয় ভগবত ধামে যদি আমরা ফিরে যেতে পারি, তাহলে আমাদের মনুষ্য জীবনের সার্থকতা। পুনরম জনরম পুনরম মরণম পুনরম জননী জঠরে। আর শিল নরোত্তম ঠাকুর বলেছেন আজকে বিশেষত শিল প্রভুপাদের বিরহ মহোৎসব, বিরহ তিথি, বিশেষ রূপে রহ পাষাণে খুঁটিব মাথা, অনলে পশিব গৌরাঙ্গ বিহনে গুণ কোথা গেলে পাবো। অতএব আজকে প্রভুপাদের জন্য আমাদের যদি হৃদয় বিগলিত হয়, তিনি আমাদেরকে অবশ্যই তিনি ভগবত থেকে সেই গোলক বৃন্দাবন থেকে তার আশীষ বচন আমাদের উপর করবেন, তিনি অবশ্যই করবেন যদি আমরা শিল প্রভুপাদের চরণে পুষ্পাঞ্জলি দিয়ে কায়মনোবাক্যে তার স্মরণ করে তার আশ্রমের প্রতি আসক্তিযুক্ত হয়ে এবং আশ্রমের আদর্শ যদি মেনে চলতে পারি, তাহলে আমাদের জীবন ধন্যাতি ধন্য হবে। আর একটি কথা, যে আজকে দিনে প্রভুপাদ যে সেই ঊর্জেশ্বরী অর্থাৎ ঊর্জাপতের দিনে তিনি তার অন্তিম লীলা অর্থাৎ তিনি ইহজগৎ থেকে তিনি তার গুরুপাদ পদ্ম অর্থাৎ আমাদের গুরুবর্গগণ সকলে রাধাকুণ্ডবাসী, অতএব তাহারা সকলেই ছিল রাধারানী নিজজন। অতএব সেই রাধাকুণ্ড তট কুঞ্জ কুটির গোবর্ধন পর্বত, সেই রাধাকুণ্ড এটা হচ্ছে ঈশ্বরদান অর্থাৎ এটা সেই রাধাকুণ্ডের অন্তর্গত। অতএব সেই স্থানে বসে আমরা যদি এখন হরিনাম করতে পারি, আমাদের জীবন নিঃসন্দেহে শুভ থেকে শুভ হবে এবং আমরা সকলে শিল প্রভুপাদের চরণে সকাতর প্রার্থনা করব। যে তাহার কৃপা আশীর্বাদ থেকে আমরা যত বঞ্চিত না হই, এবং সকল বৈষ্ণববৃন্দকে আমি আমার হার্দিক অভিনন্দন ও দণ্ডবত প্রণতি জ্ঞাপন করে শিল প্রভুপাদের চরণে বাক পুষ্পাঞ্জলি প্রদান করে আমি আমার ক্ষুদ্র বক্তব্য এখানেই সমাপ্ত করছি। বাঞ্ছা কল্পতরুভ্যস্য কৃপা সিন্ধুভ্যশ্চ পতিতানাং পাবনেভ্যো বৈষ্ণবেভ্যো নমঃ। জয় শ্রীল প্রভুপাদ কি
জয়।
তদীয়তির ভাব তিথি পরা মহোৎসব কি
জয়। হরি বল। থ্যাংক ইউ মহারাজ, ধন্যবাদ। Hare Krishna. So I'll call on Bhakti Vidyapurna Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, to speak something.
On the principle of Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya, there's something more to this position than is generally appreciated. Not that it's not appreciated, just it's not necessarily approached. Is that we generally take the word, in English, founder, to mean who started ISKCON, started the society. But Srila Bhaktivinoda points out that pratishtata, that's a quality we see that is there, that means the foundation, means on which everything is actually sitting. So it has a slightly deeper appreciation, a slightly deeper meaning, that the pratishtata acharya, the founder acharya, means that acharya through which the teachings of the sampradayas is actually understood. Rupa Goswami, he points out in Nectar of Devotion that you approach the previous acharyas through your acharya. So he's already establishing this principle. If we want to understand the Goswamis, we want to understand the other acharyas coming after, that by appreciating how the presentation, how he has explained things, how he does things, Srila Prabhupada, then you can actually appreciate the other acharyas. So one may complain, but no, there's so many other senior persons. But this is just how they come for pastimes. It's not a matter of, from our perspective, we have to understand that this function of pratishtacharya is coming down to us. It's a deductive understanding, starting from the Lord and coming down to us. It's not inductive, where it starts with us, and then we put up and for, okay, this one's here, this one's there, and like that. So, as we see, like an example, Ramanujacharya. Now, before him is Yamunacharya, very well respected. In fact, we probably know him more than Ramanujacharya. Then you have before that the 12 Alwars. And the Alwars, they're all eternal associates of the Lord. They're all coming down, different paraphernalia, different associates. So it's just a matter of everybody comes and does their part in the Lord's mission. Everyone establishes something so that it can all be put together into a cohesive system in which everyone then can go back to Godhead. So it's not that this makes Prabhupada senior to everyone else. It means that he's revealing how to appreciate everyone else. And that's a very important aspect, because otherwise sometimes people may be inclined to go here, go there, pick this up here, pick this up there. But the point is if it's not seen in line with how Srila Prabhupada's given it to us, the mood that he has, it won't work. You can't apply it. It will not get you back to Godhead. So it's very important to appreciate the depth of what it means to founder Acharya. It's by his grace you know the other Acharyas. You understand the other Acharyas. You can actually appreciate what the Acharyas did, how they applied it, and then you can use those teachings if we approach through Srila Prabhupada. So this is not one of those, how you say, one way, one light, one truth kind of thing. This is not a sentimental thing. This is just a fact of how it functions, how the sampradayas work. All the four sampradayas are working in this system. You have so many great personalities, and then you have Madhva, you have Ramanuja, you have Nimbarka, Vishnu Swami. It's just how the Kali Yuga works. So Lord Chaitanya, he gave the blessings to the four acharyas so that they could preach the mission. And then Lord Chaitanya's mission will come up, and then his founder will come. And as Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, by understanding the teachings given by the Gaudiya Acharyas, all the sampradayas can appreciate and be able to apply in a very systematic and very nice way even their own teachings. Because if you appreciate Achinta Bheda Veda Tattva, all the other philosophies fall into place very nicely. Yes, so just to bring out this not necessarily well appreciated aspect, just so that for the pleasure of the Vaishnavas, and that's Jai Ho. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Ho.
Haribo. Vasu, Shrestha Prabhu, are you ready?
Haribol. Srila Prabhupada's disappearance in 1977 was one of those epic moments that all of us have at some point in time. Was, where were you when this incident happened? So my memory of the news of Srila Prabhupada's disappearance is very firmly etched in my mind. I was in Sydney Temple, and it was about 6:30 in the morning when Hari Sauri Prabhu gave us the news that Srila Prabhupada had left this mortal world. So there was a lot of emotion there. Devotees felt very, very emotional. Some of us felt that Srila Prabhupada, you've been ill for such a long period of time that finally Krishna has taken you and it's taken you back to the spiritual world. You don't have to suffer anymore. Simultaneously, there was another scene that was playing out in Vrindavan Dham, where Srila Prabhupada was there with his loving disciples. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 18 explains that one who sees inaction and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is a true transcendentalist. So Prabhupada, he was inactive, he was lying there in bed, but he summoned all his devotees, all the leaders from all over the world to be with him, to share in the loving exchanges between him, the spiritual master, and the disciples, and also amongst the disciples to instill, further enhance the spirit of cooperation amongst all the God brothers. This was his desire, this was his action. And so when Srila Prabhupada departed in Vrindavan, there was an overwhelming sadness there. When I joined up in 1975, Srila Prabhupada was nearly 80 years old. I know the Prabhupada disciples now, most of us have turned the corner at 70, some have gone further and becoming octogenarians, and the relentless onslaught, we all feel the bearing of the relentless onslaught of old age coming down upon us. But from 1975, when Srila Prabhupada was virtually in his 80s, he was translating. He translated the 5th canto, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th canto, plus 17 volumes of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, teachings of Lord Kapila, teachings of Queen Kunti, science of self-realization. It was absolutely prolific, and we were out there on Sankarshan, somewhere in some city in Australia, and boxes of books would arrive. We'd rip them open and we'd take the book out, this beautiful shining cover, hardback bound Srimad Bhagavatam. We'd open it up, all these wonderful illustrations, mind-blowing illustrations, and then we'd read the pages, and there is Srila Prabhupada speaking directly to us. That was our association with Srila Prabhupada. And that association is still there for all the book distributors that are out there all over the world, ever increasing the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. Open up the pages and Srila Prabhupada is there speaking to you. What wonderful instructions. So since Srila Prabhupada has left this planet, one just begins to realize the importance of exponentially. I'd just like to finish with one observation that I have. It was in Melbourne. There's a famous photo of Srila Prabhupada when he received the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the devotees just presented him with the book, and he was looking through the pages, and he stopped at the illustrations of the living entities being punished by the Yamadutas in a rather forceful way according to their sinful activities. And he glanced up and he smiled. So for a while I was wondering, how come Srila Prabhupada stopped at this page where there seems to be an awful lot of suffering going on that page, and he's smiling. And then I realized that Srila Prabhupada, he looked up at the devotees and said and thought, just see what I've saved you from. So Srila Prabhupada, Saviour of the whole world, Ki Jai.
Vishwadika Mataji, you speak or there.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapastaya Bhutane Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namni Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pucharini Nirvisesa Sunyavani Pasachade Satarini Om Aginati Marandasya Gana Gana Salakaya Chakshurminitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So today is a very solemn day. It's the day where we remember Srila Prabhupada's departure from this world. So for all of us, this is sad, but it's also a day of rejoicing because Srila Prabhupada never leaves us, and he is always completely doing what Krishna desires. So today I would like to glorify Srila Prabhupada in a few ways. First, I would like to glorify Srila Prabhupada for all the wonderful instructions that he has given in his books, in his lectures, in his talks, in his every movement that he made when he was on this earth. And of course, on these very auspicious occasions, we offer Guru Puja. We offer worship of the spiritual master, which is very important. But Guru Puja, as I was reading recently in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada reminds us that Guru Puja also means seva. Without seva, Guru Puja has very little significance. So this is very important for us to remember. We should be enthusiastic, we should be passionate about some way that we can serve our spiritual master. Whether it is being Maha Sankirtan devotee, Pujari, or taking care of our children, as Srila Prabhupada would want us to. Recently, I've been reading a very wonderful book called Our Srila Prabhupada. It's a book written by Her Grace Mula Prakriti Devi Dasi. And it's, I don't know if you have heard about this book, but it's all glorification of Srila Prabhupada all throughout his life, not by disciples of Srila Prabhupada, but by his god brothers and god sisters, other devotees who knew him. And the quality of Srila Prabhupada that comes out the most strongly in all of these stories, which is what makes it so sweet, is the repeated recounting of how kind and how merciful Srila Prabhupada was. This is what is repeated in every story. It's like a big plate of Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. So we're scheduled to have the Abhisek at 11:30. It's 11:20 now. After the Abhisek is finished, there'll be bhog offerings, and at that time we will continue with the talks and glorification speaking. So if you haven't already spoken, don't worry. There's still time. I'm getting a lot of pressure from different areas. So right now, Jayapataka Swami, take the mic. Will give us his I can understand. You got someone new? I can do it. No, someone who knows how to do it.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitidamene
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Sannavadi Asatya Dasatarene. Om Tat Sat. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Moha karoti vachalam pangulang ayate yurim tat kivataman mande Sri Gurum Dinadardinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishram Hari Om Tat Sat. So, on this sacred Tirubal Titi of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, I'm very honored to be able to speak a few words in His glory. Whether I can be understood or not, or whether I need a repetition. I remember how in the, maybe it was 1971 in Mayapur, when Prabhupada made the Ananta Shesha establishment, and he invited all his god brothers and heads of different Gaudiya mats. So at that time, he requested them that we should work together. This was the desire of His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Thakur. He wanted us all to work together. I'll give you help. I'll finish your guest houses. I'll give you some foreign devotees. He offered them his help. But unfortunately, they were not ready. And I saw repeatedly Srila Prabhupada had requested his grandbrother, his godbrothers or godnephews, that let us work together. But they were not ready. Then he made the Bhaktivedanta Swami Charity Trust, where he put two of his godbrothers as members, Madhav Maharaj and Madhusudan Maharaj. Later we had the follower of Madhav Maharaj, and we had Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj added as a member. And you heard today His Holiness Bodhayan Maharaj, who is presently a member of the SCT, the Bhaktivedanta Swami Charity Trust. So one of the things that Prabhupada wanted was to unite the Saraswat family. We're trying, but there are many obstacles. Some people don't want to work with Islam. Anyway, in addition, we saw that Prabhupada, when I was in Dham, and we alternated me, Prabhupada, Prabhu at that time. He was we were going to Vrindavan. Prabhupada was there. And Mayapur was attacked by some elements. And Prabhupada sent me back because Bhavananda and others were put in jail. And so I tried to carry out Prabhupada's instruction and get them freed from the jail. So one thing we did is we had called all the village leaders and asked them for their help. And so first, they're telling me, you don't invite us to your ceremonies. You don't invite us to come and participate. And there's so many complaints. I don't know if he invited all the village leaders to this program. But then things changed. They said, look at, they are worshiping our same God, Krishna. They are feeding our hungry people, food for life, which all the things that Prabhupada started. So Prabhupada saved us because he started these things, feeding the people. No one should go hungry, and so on. So then they agreed to help us, and they marched. I remember there was 168 groups marching together, each group chanting. Some devotees came to me and saying, oh, this is amazing. Every group is chanting Hare Krishna in a different tune. So this was all Prabhupada's mercy. After this show of solidarity, the government changed their thing and said, we're dropping all the cases, and they want to see that there'll be peace and harmony among all the different faiths. So Prabhupada, he had this vision that we should build the TLDP, we should develop the nominative Dham, Parikrama, we should develop the Gaur Mandapabhumi. He had all these visions, and I don't know how long I'll be here, but Prabhupada wanted us this time to finish this work. So on the Teal it's a somewhat, we need to think how to carry on Prabhupada's heritage. Part of his heritage, of course, both distribution, GDC, so many things. But part of it was developing the Dham, or Mandapabhumi, building the TLDP, the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, and so on. So let's all think how we can further Prabhupada's mission, how we can preserve his heritage. He was a visionary. He had such a vision. He wanted to see the whole world God conscious. He wanted to change the way people thought. And this, Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj could go on, he's ready to speak on, but the time for the Abhisek has come, and so we'll follow the protocol and do the Srila Prabhupada's Abhisek. Srila Prabhupada's disciples are invited to come and bathe Srila Prabhupada. and sannyasis, etc. Haribol. Kirtan. We will be continuing glorifications after the Abhisek. In case you haven't spoken yet, you will still get an opportunity to speak. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunnavadi Asattude Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Sri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Everyone please. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Haribol, hello. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Voice up. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Srila Prabhupada ki!
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki!
Yeah.
So Srila Prabhupada will get dressed and then he'll have his bhog offering. He'll take prasad. Meanwhile, we'll continue with our discussions, glorifications, etc. Hari Sauri Prabhu left, huh? Oh, you're there. Come, please. Where's the other mic?
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki. So I'm only going to speak just for 1 minute, just a very quick anecdote. Srila Prabhupada attended the Allahabad Kumbh Mela in 1977. We were there for 4 or 5 days. Then we left by train to go to Calcutta. So in the train overnight, Prabhupada had several hours of discussion with one of his sannyasis, Rameshwara. And at one point he said that history will note this time when the Hare Krishna movement saved the world. So Prabhupada was not given to exaggeration. He definitely foresaw a time when this Krishna consciousness movement would become so widespread and so forceful that it would change the world. So we're looking to that. Of course, it's 500 years since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So a few years, and viewed from the eternal standpoint, is not very much. So we don't know exactly when this will happen, but Prabhupada planted the seed of devotion, not just in the garden of Vrindavan and Mayapur, but in all the gardens, in all the places in the world. So we are very lucky, we're very fortunate that Srila Prabhupada somehow or another has gathered us up to help him with that mission. I was with him here in Mayapur in 1977 when he got very sick. One morning he came out onto his balcony in the Lotus building there, and he was looking across at the paddy fields. There was nothing else there, just rice fields. And Prabhupada told me, he said that, now I've given you the basis, now you expand this all over the world. So he was very much aware of the fact at that time that he would not be physically present with us for very much longer. He had very serious illnesses, but his determination was exactly the same. He also at that time he said that I want to spread this Krishna consciousness movement everywhere, all over the world at the same time. So that was his ambition, to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world at the same time. We've been trying to follow in his footsteps a little bit. Prabhupada told us that even if you can't expand what I've given you, at least maintain it. So a couple of years ago, I was talking with one of our cousin brothers from one of the Gaudiya mats in Calcutta, Muni Maharaj, very nice gentleman, Sripad Muni Maharaj. And we were relaxing a little bit and talking, and he asked me, he said, actually, how many centers does ISKCON have around the world? So I just read something somewhere. And I said, well, at the moment, I think we've got about 600. So when I said 600, he was a little surprised. But 600 centers is not enough. 6,000 centers is not enough. 60,000. You can go as high as you like. In some places in the world, the Christians have done that. They have a church on every block of the streets. So we want Krishna consciousness to be spread everywhere at once. That's our ambition. That was Prabhupada's ambition. And gradually, if we remain sincere and true to Prabhupada's mission, then these things will come about. In 1975 and again in 1976, I was with Prabhupada here in Mayapur. He had just had a visit from Srila Prabhupada Swami Maharaj, who was his good friend. They talked for a couple of hours. After he left to go back to Navadvip, Prabhupada told me, he said that Sridhar Maharaj has just given me his opinion that this movement, the verse that predicts the spread of the holy name, that it would travel all over the world. He said that Sridhar Maharaj had told him that we actually thought that that was just a kind of poetic composition. Prativite achajato nagaradi gram sarvatra prachahoibe moranam. That it was something nice, as an expression of sentiment, that this Krishna consciousness movement would go to every town and village all over the world. So Sridhar Maharaj told Prabhupada, he said, we thought that that was some poetry, some nice compliment. But he said, actually we see now that you have actually done it. You've gone all over the world. The holy name is now spread in places where we could never imagine before. So he said that, indicates that you are the real Acharya, because you've taken the holy name all around the world. So as a final note, Prabhupada told us, his disciples, that we should follow in his footsteps. We should become guru, we should become pure, we should spread this holy name all around the world, and the magical things will happen. They're beginning already. This movement is well established in many places, but there are 7 billion human beings, they estimate, on this planet. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. Amongst our Gaudiya Vaishnav society, we have a few thousand, maybe even a few 100,000. But that's nothing compared to the vision that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and those who come in the future, following in their footsteps. We expect that this Krishna consciousness movement will become the most important expression of love of Godhead anywhere in the universe. So that is an ambition. It's not an exaggeration. It can be done. We simply have to take the order of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and others and execute their mission as best we can. They will help us in all respects. So it's very nice to see many of our cousin brothers. You're here to celebrate Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day. We like that very much, that we can cooperate together. Let us see what we can do for the good in the world in the future. So thank you all very much for attending. We hope to see you every year. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Haribol, thank you. Govinda, Datta. Hare Krishna. While Prabhu is coming up, I'll just remind everyone about the rest of the program. Prabhupada's offering will be going on for the next little period. And then at around 12:45, we'll have the Pushpa offering of flowers to Srila Prabhupada. And then at 1 o'clock there'll be Maha Arti. And then of course at 1:30 there will be feast prasadam. Just as a reminder to everyone, Srila Prabhupada's disciples and will be taking prasad at Radha Rasamrita, which is next to the Gada Prasadam Hall. Brahmacharis will take at the Brahmachari Prasadam Hall. Community devotees, Annadan Complex, Gita Bhavan, Prasadam Hall and Gada Prasadam Hall, and then ISKCON staff members at the Nam Hata Prasadam Hall. Be there or be square.
Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tiramane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravadi Pacharine Nirvasesha Shinyavari Pashtadidesha Tarine Om Agnatimanandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshulun Militam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We were born in the darkest ignorance, but our spiritual master is opening our eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam. When will Srila Goswami Prabhupada, who is established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give us shelter at his lotus feet? Hare Krishna. So I'm very appreciative of all the talks given so far, praising Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada went through so much sacrifice to begin this Krishna consciousness movement. He began, practically speaking, at 70 years old, traveling to the West, when many people want to retire. Many people think that they've done and accomplished whatever in their life they're going to accomplish, and then they want to stop. But Srila Prabhupada knew that he had this mission, and he wasn't discouraged that he was 70 years old in the least. He sacrificed his health. Before he came, I think it was Mula Prakriti Mataji that researched that Srila Prabhupada would be crying in the middle of the night, begging the previous acharyas to please help him, to please inspire him, to please give him the intelligence, as he prayed in his Jaladuta diary, that he would dance as Krishna wanted him to dance. So in his other diaries, it's explained practically even when he arrived in America, many days he practically starved. He had no money. In his diary he wrote, today someone donated 50 cents. Now I can purchase some potato to offer to Krishna. Today someone donated, now I can purchase some flour and offer Krishna some chapatis. Today someone donated, I can purchase some salt. In this way, Srila Prabhupada's beginning was very, very humble. Very humble. In my devotional service, because I'm not very advanced, so I've always been a rank and file devotee. But by default now I'm standing here. I had no clue. When we first came to Mayapur, it was really only Western devotees. Maybe a few hundred Western devotees. And we had no idea that it would progress to this level, where people are coming. Mayapur is practically 200 kilometers, right, from Kolkata, 150. So people are coming by the busload now, attracted. And what is that attraction? That attraction is actually Srila Prabhupada and all of the devotees in Krishna consciousness. This is the real attraction. So regardless of how minuscule we may feel within this society, we should know that Krishna has a plan for us. Krishna has a plan for us. And as devotees said earlier, that we all have a very great responsibility. We have a great responsibility. And we should pray as Srila Prabhupada prayed, that we can preach till our last breath. We can present Krishna consciousness. We should tax our brains. I'm mainly serving in Srila Prabhupada. I have the honor and privilege to be on the Radha Damodar traveling Sankirtan devotees, the bus with Vishnu Jan Swami, Tamal Krishna Goswami. Beginning in 1974, I joined that party. So, yes, we were very rank and file. We never had any personal interaction, association with Srila Prabhupada. We were always in the audience, but Srila Prabhupada asked us to dedicate our life in this way, to Krishna consciousness, we would never know any shortage. Srila Prabhupada promised that. So if you dedicate your life to Krishna, you will not only will not know any shortage, but look at these beautiful, practically palaces that we have that we're representing. And as Srila Prabhupada said when he came to America, he didn't come to take. He didn't come to take. He only came to give. He only came to give Krishna consciousness. Just like on Sankirtan, some people would call us beggars. Prabhupada said, we're not beggars. He said, beggars have nothing to offer. Beggars have nothing to offer. We're giving them the opportunity to engage in their Krishna consciousness. We're giving them that opportunity, just as Srila Prabhupada gave us that opportunity to engage, no matter how minuscule we were. One devotee ran up to Srila Prabhupada, another rank and file devotee. He said, Srila Prabhupada, every day we go out and we distribute books. This is Swavasprabhu, Temple President of Los Angeles now. He said, every day we go out and we distribute your books, and despite all the elements, somehow we're able to carry on your mission. You know, Srila Prabhupada called his BBT his heart. He said, please keep purchasing books from the BBT. He used the example, this is pumping blood to my heart. This is pumping blood to my heart. You will keep me alive forever. Prabhupada said that, if we keep distributing his books. So this rank and file devotee ran up to Srila Prabhupada. It's recorded, and he's very anxious. Speaking with Srila Prabhupada is no ordinary achievement. He's very anxious, he's very excited. And Srila Prabhupada, even though he's with so many other senior devotees, he stops. And he looks at the devotee and said to all of his other devotees, he said, this is my real devotee. This is my real devotee. So please, if there's any example that we can give, any devotees ask me what keeps me inspired, I tell them, I said, there are so many other leaders that I used to revere, I still revere. Maybe they're no longer with us on the planet. Maybe some of them have left or deviated. Why am I still here? I tell them it's Krishna's causeless mercy, but we have to keep begging for that causeless mercy. And as Srila Prabhupada pointed out, whether we're cleaning the floor or we're worshiping the deity, the level of devotional service is actually the same. Don't think, Prabhupada said, don't think that the devotee who's personally worshiping the deity is greater than the devotee who is washing the floor. So we pray to Srila Prabhupada to keep inspired to serving. I'm going to ask on this occasion if the devotees could please pray. I'm trying to start one program at a university. UCLA, a very famous university, they told me they would not even allow 1 day or even 2 hours at the university of distributing prasadam. So I've taken them to court by Krishna's arrangement, and that court decision is coming up, that court case is coming up December the 11th. If you could please pray for its success. And again, it's to glorify Srila Prabhupada, it's to distribute his books, to distribute prasadam, and I would love to bring many, many devotees here to Mayapur and try to experience the same things that we were able to experience here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Govinda Dutt Prabhu. So, Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu has been sitting over here patiently, and I request him to come and speak something.
Hare Krishna. I'm not a Srila Prabhupada disciple. I joined a few years after Srila Prabhupada left, but I prepared an offering to him. Dear most Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine lotus feet. 42 years ago was a sad time for Mother Earth and its inhabitants, because we lost the most merciful, most compassionate, and greatest spiritual guide and teacher, who is able to connect everybody with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, "He reasons ill that Vaishnavas die, when thou art living still in sound. The Vaishnava dies to live, and living spreads the holy name around." In a lecture in Surat in December 1970, when you went back to India with a group of Western devotees, which you called your white dancing elephants, to preach, at that time, in that lecture, you said, as Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are all spiritual, transcendental, they are not ordinary things. Similarly, Lord Krishna's devotee, his representative, who is sent to this material world for preaching the glories of Lord Krishna, their appearance and disappearance is also Lord Krishna's. Therefore, according to Vaishnava principles, the appearance and disappearance of a Vaishnava is considered all auspicious. Srila Prabhupada, you are the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all members of ISKCON. You are the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and the preeminent teacher and ultimate authority within our society. And as such, every ISKCON devotee has a unique relationship with you. You decided to have your ISKCON headquarters in Mayapur Dham, the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you also decided that Mayapur is your place of worship. During your visits in Mayapur, you as a visionary leader have given many on-site observations and instructions that have been extracted and studied by a group of senior devotees who formed an advisory committee. They have compiled a document which is entitled Mayapur Developing the Vision for a Spiritual City. The Mayapur Master Plan has developed based on that vision. Srila Prabhupada, on August 26, 76, you wrote to one Dinesh Chandra Sarkar that you wanted to have a very big project in Mayapur. You told him, we have to acquire 350 acres of land from the government and construct a spiritual town at the expense of 200 crores. In order to fulfill that desire, many devotees, primarily Hari at that time Swami, now Prabhu, he arranged for resources mainly from book distribution. Due to the land ceiling limits in West Bengal, it was difficult to obtain so much land. For many years, all attempts to lift the land ceiling failed. To make a long story short, a few months ago, the West Bengal government has allowed a not-for-profit company with charity status under ISKCON India with the name Sri Dham Mayapur Development Foundation to hold 750 acres of land for developing a spiritual tourism project named Sri Chaitanya Cultural World Heritage Center. This great and historical achievement was a joint and cooperative effort of many devotees. And as the cherry on the cake, the government also graciously waived away the stamp duty tax. The next challenge is to develop step by step the different aspects of that master plan, while the Temple of Vedic Planetarium is being developed. The ISKCON Global Minister of Fundraising has brought together a number of outstanding business magnates who are looking forward to do some exceptional service to fulfill your dream in Mayapur Dham. Srila Prabhupada, we are praying at your lotus feet on this auspicious Tirobhava day to get your blessings and the blessings of Lord Chaitanya to be able to implement your vision and your instructions in Mayapur. We pray that along with the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, also the master plan manifests. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Atul Krishna Prabhu will come and say something.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhava patitanam pavanebho vaishnavebho namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki. Recently I was speaking with Gargamuni Prabhu in Vrindavan. He told me some interesting events in relation to the early days of preaching in Bangladesh related to Srila Prabhupada's special mercy. Prabhupada was preaching in India and one guest challenged, oh, you are there in Delhi, you are there in Mumbai, you are there in Hyderabad, what about Pakistan? Have you gone to Pakistan? So Prabhupada replied, yes, we will send men to Pakistan. That was in 1970. And Prabhupada called upon Gargamuni Prabhu and then Pushpa Krishna, who later became a Swami. He'd just become a new devotee. He was a student. Gargamuni made him a devotee in his college preaching. He had $3,000. He got inspired. They bought tickets to go to East Pakistan, Dhaka, East Pakistan. And then they didn't know anything about East Pakistan. They didn't know anything, but Prabhupada said, go to Pakistan. And he sent these men who could produce so many things from nothing. Gargamuni and Pushpa Krishna, they went. So there was a war going on. There was a war. And the Pakistani army invaded Bangladesh, and actually they were systematically killing the cultured and intelligent and the educated Hindus in Dhaka. And the preaching was going very nice in the beginning, and then after a few weeks there was curfew. No one could come to programs anymore. So Gargamuni and Pushpa Krishna were there, and what to do? So then they had to leave, and their life was threatened on many occasions. He told me that the Pakistani jeep came along them on the road with a big mounted machine gun and pointed it at their vehicle as they were going to the airport, but fortunately they weren't murdered. But at that time Prabhupada was in Mumbai. Prabhupada, he received news that 2 Hare Krishna devotees, American devotees, had been killed, had been murdered in Pakistan. Prabhupada received this news. So this wasn't actually the truth, but anyway, there was a war going on, and so anyway, rumor had turned into this, that these devotees had been killed. It was in the news. So Prabhupada, at that time there's no internet, WhatsApp, nothing. The only information Prabhupada was getting about his preachers was a written mail. So this Prabhupada was in Juhu and he heard this news. 2 Americans were murdered in Pakistan. And he was greatly concerned. So anyway, Gargamuni and Pushpa Krishna, they left after. In fact, Prabhu told me that when they took the flight from Dhaka to Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, they had to go 22 hours. They couldn't fly over India. The flight was 22 hours. He said there were goats and chickens in the aeroplane. So Gargamuni, he said he arrived in Mumbai, and Prabhupada didn't know anything, didn't know they were back in India or anything. Immediately he went to the temple, and Prabhupada was there, and he went up to Prabhupada's rooms, and he went in Prabhupada's rooms, and then when Prabhupada was sitting amongst so many devotees, and then Prabhupada saw Gargamuni come, immediately he stood up, I'm not sure if he told everyone to leave, but in any case, he stood up and he rushed. Gargamuni told me that Prabhupada rushed out from his asan and in front of his table. He rushed and he went to Gargamuni and he said he embraced him. And he said Prabhupada was so happy to see Gargamuni. For days he was thinking he'd been killed. When he saw Gargamuni, he said he embraced Gargamuni. He said he began to touch my body like a father would touch a son. He said he was holding my ears, he's holding my sika, my hair. He's embracing me with such affection. Prabhupada, so dearly, so much he loved those devotees that were prepared to risk their lives for spreading Krishna consciousness. So this is our Srila Prabhupada. And similarly, if we take up the spirit of personal sacrifice for spreading Krishna consciousness, we can become very dear to Srila Prabhupada. He will also want to embrace and cuddle us. Srila Prabhupada ki.
So, Hari Leela Prabhu, I'm sure you have something to say. Your duty, you have to be ready.
Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhagale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitnamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschayata Deshatarine. Of course, I'm not a Prabhupada disciple, but Prabhupada leaving his body, it left a very indelible impression in my consciousness. I was in Dubai. I was attending a Bhakti Vriksha and just floating around in Krishna consciousness. And one day, our leaders, they said, today we have to observe Prabhupada disappearance titi. I was a fan of Prabhupada. I like Prabhupada's books because I had some liking for philosophy. So Prabhupada's presentation of Krishna consciousness was very attractive to me. So in that sense, I had a lot of respect for Prabhupada. But I didn't know what to expect on that day. I was expecting that there will be some kirtan and then some feast and some nice sangha. So I went unprepared for that event, and when I was sitting there, of course we had kirtan, we had some katha, and then they said that we are going to play a video. So okay, video. So then in the big screen, when that video started playing, I was totally unprepared for what I was going to see. The last few moments of Prabhupada, the final lesson video. When I saw that video, my life changed forever. I thought this person could not be ordinary. He could not be ordinary. He is someone. He is someone. I could never imagine someone dictating purports, Bhaktivedanta purports, when he's going to die. He's going to die. It's just unimaginable for me, for a person who is just involved in making money, trying to maintain family, trying to have my son, my wife happy, and trying to practice some Krishna consciousness. It's just unimaginable for me that this is the person actually I am dealing with. And that video actually left me completely shattered. I felt as if I was there. If I could cry, I would have cried on that day. Of course, after that, there's this nice song of separation, Jaya Nilo. I never sang that song with so much of feeling. On that day, I really missed Prabhupada. I wished I could have been there when he was in in this planet, when he was walking, to take a glimpse of that personality, to say that yes, I saw him. On that day, I felt so much separation from him, and I thought that one day probably I'll just serve him. I still have that feeling that one day probably I'll just serve him. I don't know which day, but one day I'll probably serve him. So it's not that we have to be disciples of Prabhupada. Prabhupada is always there. He is always present. And separation from him is a feeling which cannot be taken away so easily. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. I'll call Rasamai. Devidasi, you probably noticed we've moved on to what we call second generation or disciples of Prabhupada's disciples. She's a very nice preacher, Bhakti Vriksha. Come, Mataji. And so I'm requesting her to say something. She's not prepared, but she's a preacher, so.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। Hare Krishna. Actually, I am not qualified here to stand in front of all the august audience here and speak about Srila Prabhupada. But Prabhu has given me a chance to speak, so I consider this as an opportunity to purify myself by trying to glorify Srila Prabhupada. Of course, I can't glorify him to whatever extent. I pray to all of you that please forgive me if I make some mistakes out of my immaturity, and please bless me that I could speak some words which could help me in my purification and which would be pleasing to your ears. Hare Krishna. So what can I speak about Srila Prabhupada if I just think about the causeless mercy that Srila Prabhupada has bestowed upon all of us? There are no words to talk about that. By Srila Prabhupada's causeless mercy, my husband and me, we have an opportunity to go around the world to spread the message of Krishna consciousness through the Bhakti Vriksha preaching. So this Bhakti Vriksha preaching is so wonderful that we can see that when people take up to this process, how wonderfully they accept the process of Krishna consciousness. We can see Srila Prabhupada actually foresaw this system, which was, he said that one day when he was walking, he said that I can see that not everybody is going to live in the temples. There are people out there who are going to practice Krishna consciousness, but they are not going to live in the temples. And this we can actually see it happening now, right in front of our eyes, where more than 95% of the people practicing Krishna consciousness, I may be wrong in my percentage, but a greater percentage of people are actually practicing Krishna consciousness outside the temples. So Srila Prabhupada has actually touched so many of our hearts that many of them want to dedicate their lives in this whole system of Krishna consciousness. we can see that Srila Prabhupada has actually purified so many of us. If we just think back what we were a few years ago when we were not Krishna conscious, and now what we are, we cannot imagine what is the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada on us, how wonderfully he has acted in our lives. He's purified us. He has given a meaning to our lives. So this is the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. I'm going to call another Mataji, Jalangi Mataji. Many of you know her, from Kashadesh.
Hare Krishna. On this sacred day of Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, I just like to share my personal experience. I want to talk about my mother in order to show how Srila Prabhupada's mercy reached to everyone, every living entity in the most unexpected way. I started to contact Krishna consciousness in 1998. Then my family members are not very favorable, so for 13 years I have no contact with them, until one day my sister called me, says my mother got cancer. So before they are not very favorable about my practice of Krishna consciousness, but since my mother got cancer, so the whole family was in a panic, and they asked me what they can do. So I told, especially my sister and my mother, I said, you can chant Hare Krishna. So my mother started to chant Hare Krishna, and she started to read Srila Prabhupada's books I left many years ago near her pillow. And then one day I was calling her, and I asked her, what are you doing? And she said, I am in my room in the hospital and I keep the TV on. So I asked her, why you are watching TV? She said, no, actually the nurse would come to inspect, to check the patients once in an hour. So she doesn't want the nurse to be suspicious, and she kept the TV on, but she turned off the volume. And she said, actually I am chanting Hare Krishna. And she said, and there are so many other patients preaching to me, I should take Buddhism to get liberation, or I should take Christianity to believe this or that. She said, but I was reading the book you left for me, and I only believe in Krishna, because she said in the most unexpected way, she told me that I don't want to displease Srila Prabhupada. And so after her operation, almost 9 years, she's still alive, and this year first time she came to Mayapur, and she felt this spiritual atmosphere and participated even this Navdu Mandal Parikram. After that, she went back to Kashadesh and she bought a hat, and she said, I will use this hat for next year's Parikram. I never expected this, because I thought this whole life I'm never going to have any relationship with my parents. 13 years, no talking, no any contact. But somewhere or other, Prabhupada, he made us believe, at least in my heart, in my core of my heart, I believe he's there, he's present through his teachings, through the devotees' mercies. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki. So, I believe you're dropping the curtain. Namito? Huh? So they'll take off the curtain. Prabhupada has already taken his lunch. Big offering. They'll start to remove the prasad. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki! I don't know how many preparations were offered, but many, many, many. Don't touch, please. No. They'll start moving around, giving flowers out for the Pushpanjali. Take some flowers. I think you all know there'll be 3 offerings. Aage samne ta choro. Hello. Aage ekhan theke choro. You'll get flowers. You have to keep enough flowers for offering 3 times. We'll do Pushpanjali. There'll be three times. So make sure you keep flowers for 3 times. It'll take a little while to get this together. Where are the flowers? ফুলগুলো পেয়েছ? Huh? Yeah. With what? No, অনেক সময় লাগবে। Hey, Hare Krishna. Ashray Govinda. এই এখানে কাপড় দাও, আমরা তার উপরে অফারিং করব। Does everyone have flowers? Raise your hand if you don't have flowers. Bring flowers to the front here.
এসো এখানে এসো।
Yes or what? You got flowers? 3টা আছে তো? 3টে লাগবে। এই আমি বললাম যে কাপড়টা দিয়ে দাও উপরে, নাহলে সব ফুল যাবে। এই যে কাপড়টা রেখে দাও। তোমরা করতে থাকো। চালিয়ে
Hare Krishna. Everyone got the flowers?
Hi.
Okay. Get ready to offer the flowers. Now I am chanting the mantra. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Esha Pushpanjali जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्